Hey guys, Sam here, welcoming you back to the Bradford City Road to Glory career mode, and in today's episode we have 6 massive games for you guys to smash out this championship season and hopefully get our promotion to the Premier League. It has been a difficult second half of the season, it's got to be said. A lot of inconsistency, a lot of injuries, and a lot of dropped points, a lot of performances just not being up to scratch. And today, this is probably the biggest game of them all. It's a game against Fulham, who are in, I believe, second, and we are third. And we go 1-0 down very early on due to Ben Williams not being able to make a save. And he's one player that I really want to talk about this episode. I feel like he's really dropped in performances a lot. He is, I believe, EA's, at this point in time, EA's most voted player for the MVP votes. But I just don't feel like he's been performing that well in these last 20 games, I'd say. The last 15-20 games, I just feel like he started the season on fire. Absolutely on fire, making some incredible saves. And sporadically throughout the season, he's also been making decent saves. But I just don't feel like the consistency is there with Ben Williams anymore. And it's pretty disappointing because, I have to say that he has cost us a couple of goals and therefore a couple of points. Here on a near post, he gets beat. Don't really blame him too much for that. I mean, EA's near post this year hasn't been the best. Near post goals are actually pretty easy to score this year, so yeah, I'm not blaming Ben Williams for that one too much, but the other save, I feel like a lot of his performances came in the first half of the season. A lot of his good performance, a lot of his standout performances came at the end of the season. He just has not performed, and unfortunately on this day we do not perform, and Fulham take all 3 points at our home ground with a 2-0 win, and this was our game in hand against Hull, who were first, and now Fulham, who we just played. So we still have a game in hand against Fulham, but this means the Hull can, extend their lead. 4 shots for on target for Fulham. They played pretty well. Emerson Hyndman, a young American central midfielder, absolutely bossed it. He killed it. He's not a player that, that I was looking at initially, but, he's a player that I could sign in the future, but central midfielders, I feel like we're good for now. I think that's our strongest area, and even then I feel like we're kind of struggling. It feels, I don't know, that game just felt very bad, very stale. The injuries have definitely hit the team. That's one thing I definitely noticed. The injuries hit the team pretty bad. You get a bit of, you get new players in there, the chemistry goes down a bit. Even though there's no such thing as the chemistry, it does feel different. It feels like a different team, so there's a bit of adjusting to do as the player of the actual team. So, injuries definitely do make a difference, so it's quite difficult to, get used to a new team every single game, because you have to adjust to each player every single game. And it's not the easiest thing to do, actually. And we're going to this game against Bolton, again, with a completely different team. We have Jason Kennedy playing right mid, which you can do. And I just noticed that Isgrove's on the bench, even though he was, I think, fully fit. Oh no, he's on the field, okay. Oh, well, this is the 70th minute. I think I subbed him on. I didn't start Lloyd Isgrove, and once I put him on, it felt like the team felt a lot better. He's definitely been a hell of an impact on the team. I feel like we need him in the team to really perform well. I honestly do feel like that. And he's the one player. He's the one player that we've got on loan that I've mentioned so many times that I want to sign permanently. I hope you guys agree with that. Going into the Premier League, I feel like he would be an incredible signing if we can get him permanently. We've had him on loan 2 seasons in a row now, and both seasons he's been an incredible player. If we can get him permanently, I think that will be the best signing we can possibly make. And it might be the only big signing we possibly make. I'm going to look at free agents as well. I don't necessarily want to exploit the free agents, but if there's a couple of quality ones there, I think I'm going to bring them in, add numbers to the team, and also add a bit of quality to the team, because you can find very good free agents. It's just about whether or not we have enough wages. And here in the 90th minute, it's Chuba Akpom who's able to pull us back a point, just a point. So starting off this 2 games of this episode, a loss and a draw, just not good enough. 1 point from the first 2 games, going into the 3rd game really needing all 3 points, and at this stage it feels like we've got to win every single game towards the end of the season. Hull and Fulham are absolutely killing it. They've taken over, they've gone on a run, both of them, and now we're playing catch up. We are now 3rd by far. We're playing catch up against Fulham and Hull, so we're in a tough situation. We're in a situation we haven't actually been in for, at all, I think, this season. I don't remember at the start of the season, but I don't think we were first of all, we weren't performing this badly. And second of all, it was very early and a win could bring us back. But now we're 3rd, fighting for it, and we have limited time, and we play Leeds in the last derby of the season. We played Huddersfield twice. We won one and lost one. We beat Leeds last time, so hopefully we can pick up another 3 points against Leeds. Obviously, this is a game that we definitely want to win. As it looked like we got off to a good start, but unfortunately, Derby was offside for that shot. I'm not going to call it a goal, for that shot early on in the game. Unfortunately, we weren't able to pull out the goals. You know, it wasn't happening. It really wasn't happening, and honestly, it comes back down to me saying the difference in the team. Every single game playing a different team, it's just very, very difficult. And Leeds, if you go back and watch that goal, it's a brilliant, brilliant passing play for Leeds' goal. And unfortunately, they do go up 1-0. And at this point, it felt, I don't know what it was. I don't know what the feeling was. I couldn't pinpoint it. I'm going to try and explain it as best I can. While I was playing, it felt quite useless for me playing. It felt like I couldn't do anything. It felt like I couldn't change the outcome of the game. Look, we were going to lose no matter what. Here is a perfect example. You know, I'm pressing shoot and I'm tapping it to the keeper. It just felt like I couldn't do anything this game. This game was very, very frustrating. I'll put that out there. It was a tough game. It was a tough game and a tough pill to swallow. A 1-0 loss to Leeds at home as well. So, as far as our 4 derby games this season, and probably our 4 derby games ever if we get our promotion, because I don't think Leeds or Huddersfield are getting promoted. Both teams we won one and lost one against, and we never won at home. Both wins were away, and both losses were at home. Very, very odd as far as derbies go, but I thought we outperformed Leeds. Nothing was just happening that game, and Sam Gallagher got injured for 3 months, which is actually the rest of the season. We're not going to see Sam Gallagher for the rest of the season, which means he's not going to get any more EA votes. So, as far as MVP runnings, that is huge. That opens up the door for Ben Williams and then third place Chuba Akpom to really make a push. And I don't feel like Ben Williams is going to get any more votes, so we could see a bit of an upset if Chuba Akpom is able to string a couple of performances together, which we really, really need. Hopefully it can be against Brighton Hove Albion in this game. And he starts off well, taking a couple of shots. Chuba Akpom now the main man up front. He's had this position a couple of times because Gallagher's gotten injured a couple of times. Hopefully, that is the start of something good. Chuba Akpom scoring a goal. That's exactly what we need. We just need goals. That's really what I was looking for, goals. And Lloyd Isgrove coming in, first start since he came back from his injury, and we performed decently well. We scored a goal. That's really what mattered in this game for me. We scored a goal, we felt comfortable, and we took away 3 points. So, not bad this game against Brighton Hove Albion. 3 points is the bottom line. And we did score a goal. We kept a clean sheet as well. So moving forward, I feel like this was not a bad result at all against Brighton Hove Albion away. Chuba Akpom scoring the goal, which means he'll probably get the vote from EA. I do believe he actually gets it, so not bad. And no, actually, Andy Halliday is able to pull out the vote here by 0.2 of a rating. Ben Williams up there with 6.9 as well. I feel like that was more of the defense rather than him. But it's a good result. It's a good result against Brighton Hove Albion. Hopefully going into this game against Cardiff City, we can build on that and score a couple more goals, putting in a couple of stronger players to boost up the team and hopefully perform well. Gallagher's our only injury at this point, which is not bad considering we've had just a bunch of injuries in this second half of the season. Dylan Motley-Henry playing in the right mid position, he's been a revelation, hasn't he? As far as young players who haven't gotten a chance, I feel like Dylan Motley-Henry has made good on his chance, and he's really proven that he belongs in this team. I was talking about him last episode of that fantasy story of getting your shot and proving your worth. Dylan Motley-Henry for me, I don't even have to look at a backup right mid next season. I feel like him, even at 58, 59 rated, good enough. In my opinion, good enough. I don't know, you guys can disagree if you want. Maybe you guys really do care about ratings. For me, if they feel good enough, just put him in the team. And Dylan Motley-Henry is one of those players that have just really performed really good. He might not have the best overall, he might not have the best stats overall, but he's got the pace, he feels good on the ball, and that's what matters to me, how they feel. And I feel like he's performed very well, and I wouldn't mind having him as a backup right mid. He probably even could play left mid. So yeah, going forward without Jack Grealish, I don't think you'll see him in the starting 11, but don't be surprised if you do next season. See him play a few games. But we go 2-0 up against Cardiff City. Brilliant work from Chuba Akpom. He's got his brace so far in this game. This is exactly what we needed. This is what I want to see from the team. I want us to score goals. I want to see us attacking. And this is really what it came down to in this Cardiff game. Just started out perfectly. Chuba Akpom, couple of skills, dinking it over the keeper, and we started off very well. But Cardiff did bring one back pretty much straight away, I think it was. I wasn't checking the minutes exactly, but just before the second half started, just before half time, Cardiff do bring one back. It's Marqueta who scores as a goal. The ex-Manchester United youngster. I remember when this guy scored that fabulous goal, his first goal for Manchester United, and it felt like we had a legend. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for him, but he's moved on. You know, I hope he still is a solid striker, but you know, it's it's sad. It is sad to see Marqueta where he is nowadays, because he was a Manchester United. He was renowned as like a Manchester United real like youngster potential talent, you know. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. But you know, Cardiff, not a bad team. Championship, not a bad level to be playing football at. And he got a goal back just before halftime, and just after halftime, we cheekily got ourselves a goal. Tom Lawrence, who just a nice little through ball to Akpom, who finishes off a hat trick for this game. But we weren't finished there. A long ball to Dylan Motley Henry. He cuts in, doesn't mind if he rounds a couple of players and puts it in with his left foot. And there you go. That's my case for Dylan Motley Henry. That pretty much sums up everything that he can do in one clip. So there you go, 4-1 against Cardiff, and this felt like just a lot of pressure off of us personally and me personally. You know, 4-1, great result, scored a lot of goals, and it feels like now we can finally build off this game and finally try and get a couple points and a couple goals. That's really what it comes down to, is the points. That's really all we need. And I'm hoping that this is exactly what it means, that we are going to get a couple points, because that's all that matters at the end of the day. 5-1, perfect. Just perfect. Just honestly what I needed, just to know that I could score goals with this team still. And that's what it came down to. And, you know, these 6 games were probably the most inconsistent. This episode is probably the most inconsistent you'll see. 2-0 to Fulham, you know, 1-1 with Bolton, and now 5-1 against Cardiff, and all the other results as well. Just very inconsistent. Losses, draws, wins, high-scoring games, low-scoring games. Just a whirlwind. Just a whirlwind of results and performances, and it's just taking its toll, I think, on the players. It's taking its toll on me. The team feels burnt out. The team does feel just very tired and burnt out, as I was saying before, and it's good to just get a bit of energy from this game. This is what this was, a boost of energy. A 5-1 against Cardiff just gave us a bit of confidence. That's all it was. I feel like this team is very reliant on confidence. I personally play very well when I'm playing confidently, and this is exactly what we needed. Akpom with his hat-trick got a 9.2 rating. We're going to the last game of the episode against Millwall, away off a 5-1 win. I felt very, very good. Of course, as you can see, as I was saying before, the tiredness and stuff like that, there it is. There's the witness. You can witness it yourself. There you go. That's the team. Look how tired everybody is. Of course, the injuries didn't help, but at the moment, as I was saying before, Gallagher's our only injury, so not bad. We're continuing with this 4-3-3 as well, which is another thing I want to talk about with you guys. I want to ask you guys what you think of the 4-3-3. Personally, I feel like it's a bit old at this point. I feel like the team's not performing well with it. And honestly, I'm thinking of changing it for next season. I'm thinking of going with a diamond, a narrow diamond, not even playing wingers, and maybe signing Isgrove and playing him in like a right central midfielder or a right striker role. Let me know what you think of that. And that way I won't have to worry about getting a left mid, because Jack Grealish is going to leave, and I don't think we're going to sign him permanently. Let me know what you guys think of that. A 4-1-2-1-2. It allows us to play Chuba, Akpom, and Gallagher as well. I'll probably have someone like a Gary Little in defensive mid. We'll have Knott and Harrison Reed on either side, or Knott at attacking mid, and then Harrison Reed and Isgrove in the centre midfield. That's what I'm thinking right now, but I want to let you guys know that the 4-3-3 is probably getting the boot. It was okay for a couple of games, but I don't feel like long-term it's what we need, and I don't feel like in the Premier League it's what we need. So let me know what you think. Formations, what should we be playing? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, I'll be reading them and responding to them as I usually do. But this Millwall game seems like it's going in our direction as well. 2-0 just after half-time. Very nicely done from Isgrove to put it in. And Billy Clark puts in a goal. And he's someone that I've already talked about this season and next season, that he will be in the team, and he will be a beautiful, beautiful substitute striker. Here, if you go back and look at the power that I put on that through ball, I don't know why I went to the keeper. Go back and look. I don't know why I went to the keeper, but Ben Williams couldn't do anything about it, and very, very frustrating that we weren't able to keep the clean sheet. Not Freddie Lundberg, but Lundberg is able to bring one back for Millwall. And this actually kind of opened the floodgates and allowed Millwall to put pressure on us in the last 10 minutes. I'm going to spoil it and say, fortunately, we did eventually pull out the 3 points, but yeah, just a really terrible mistake there. It was not needed. I don't know why I went so short. I put so much power on it, and this was probably the best chance of the last 10 minutes. And it's a good clearance from Halliday, and we do pick up 3 points. As I said before, I did spoil it for you guys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spoil it, but I just did. I couldn't help myself. I'm excited. 2 wins on the trot. A lot of goals. 7 goals in the last 2 games that we scored. So, going forward, I feel pretty good. I actually do feel pretty good. Billy Clark and Lloyd Isgrove are the goal scorers, and of course, Lundberg was the scorer for them, not Freddie. They wish they had Freddie Lundberg. 2 shots, 1 on target for them, of course. The only shot that they really got on target was the one that we gave to them, which was the goal. Billy Clark picks himself up a vote, which is not bad. Isgrove with an 8.2, right behind him. Halliday with a 7.4. Halliday, someone who's been performing incredibly well in this second half of the season. Just a very consistent player, and that's how the league table ends at the end of the day. 3 points behind Fulham, 5 points behind Hull in the last 6 games of the season, which will all be coming in the next episode, which is the Season 2 finale. If you're excited for that, make sure you leave a like on the video down below. 3 points behind Fulham. It's going to be tough. Can we get automatic promotion? That's what it comes down to. You guys will have to see. That is the MVP runnings. I'll see you guys in the next video very, very soon. Also, before I leave you guys, I want to let you guys know that I did do a collaboration that went out earlier today. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you check it out. We talk about myself, TRI all day, and B-. We all talk about the best centre-back of FIFA 15. We picked 8 players, put them in a bracket, and debated off to see who was the best centre-back. We also did a goalkeeper one and fullback one on their respective channels. So go check that out. Check them out. I'll see you guys in the next video very soon. Keep it real.